Yeah.
R.I.P. OJ.
Ooh.
We love OJ. You're gonna scrap that vehicle like OJ. Are you gonna send that bitch to the junkyard?
That is unlawful restraint. What you just said.
I'll beat the shit out of Bull.
Hell yeah.
Really? It was me. It was that colored boy.
We just talked about deadbeat dads.
What does that have to do with
I didn't
Whoa,
get
that was a crazy thing. Just cut that. Please cut that.
Yo, real quick before we get into the episode, I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about our very first sponsor of the show, Fruit Peels. So if you're still smoking regular tobacco wraps, I think it's time to switch it up. So Fruit Peels is 100% natural fruit wraps. No nicotine, no additives, no nothing. They are like the cleanest wrap you can possibly get. I don't indulge as often as I used to, but when I do, it's got to be something clean, you know. So Fruit Peels does just that for me. They burn slow, they taste great, and honestly, once you try them, you probably won't go back. They got 3 great flavors right now: strawberry, raspberry, and blackberry, with hopefully a mango coming very, very soon. Honestly, some of the best wraps you can get on the market right now. So go show the people who support this show some love. Head over to realfruitpeels.com and use code BULLSHIT at checkout for an extra 12% off. That's code BULLSHIT, BULLSHIT, at checkout for an extra 12% off. And yeah, let's get right into the episode.
Shout out to the sponsor, Peels.
We starting it off right.
Smoke Peels. That's all I smoke.
Well, let's start it. Welcome back to another episode of Beneath the Bullshit. If it's your first time here, welcome. Today we have another special guest. I got Jaylon back, of course. Week number 2 of Jaylon. It's gonna be a good back to back week. We might have a regular co-host. We'll see how.
We'll see what he's offering. We'll see what he's offering.
Today I have both of our really good friends.
What's your name?
Oh, Javier.
Javier.
I thought I was being introduced.
No, yeah, you.
That was like, Javier. What do you want me to introduce?
build-up?
I got you. Should we do that?
You want to say his name?
No. We gotta give him like a good intro. Today we have professional gunsman, entrepreneur, boss, military man, tactical operations, number 1 of his class, top of his class,
You're
Do we have a
goddamn
special
right.
guest?
Sheriff.
You're goddamn right.
boot connoisseur,
Ooh.
Javier.
When you're the baddest motherfucker walking, they got a name for you. And they don't call you the baddest motherfucker walking. They call you Javier.
Okay, that was fire.
Yeah, I'm just cut that all out.
Just go get. They call you Javier.
Yeah, so yeah, you know what? Let's just restart that. Welcome back to another episode of Beneath the Bullshit. Today I have
Javier.
Javier recently was gone on a long, faraway trip for a little bit.
Out to green pasture.
Out to green pasture, and he recently returned to us.
I died. Yeah.
He died and came back.
He died and came back.
He did.
Anyways, yeah, I got a lot to dive into. We got a lot of questions, a lot of comments, a few concerns. But yeah, I just want to get into your intro. Really, tell us what you want us to know. Tell us what the vibe is, what you feeling, how your day was, whatever you feeling, man. Whatever you feeling.
Shit, man. It's the same old soup. Just reheated. So.
That's words to live by. Words to
You
live
know
by.
what I mean?
What's your job? What do you do? What do you
do?
Where do you occupy yourself?
Give us a run by of the daily
give
life
us
of Javier.
Yeah, I mean,
Whole
I do
day.
a little bit of this and a
What
little
time
bit
you
of
wake
that,
up in the morning?
You know what I mean? I wake up in between the hours of
Give us,
5 a.m. and 2 p.m. and the rest of the day kind of goes from there. Got to get your orange juice in, for sure.
Gotta get your OJ.
Got to get the OJ in.
Shout out to the OJ.
Shout out to OJ. Did he do it?
We are big OJ drinkers.
Did he do
OJ
it?
didn't do it.
Why is that?
The courts found him not guilty.
So is this what we judge it off of?
Yes.
Would you do it?
What he did? My bitch was cheating. Hell yes. But I'd get away with it like him too.
Crime of passion.
Look, he's dead, right?
Yeah.
R.I.P. OJ.
Ooh.
We love OJ.
That's a statement.
But
That's a statement.
the courts didn't find him guilty. Gloves didn't fit. I rest my case.
What do you think, Damian?
What part of the question are you asking me? Did he do it or would I do it?
No, I'm not.
Both.
Fuck, I wouldn't do
Both. I want to hear both.
it.
You wouldn't do it?
I wouldn't do it.
You don't love your girl.
Wait, what?
Maybe I just love my girl more than y'all.
Dedication.
That's his argument right here.
He's dedicated.
Okay. I don't think
I should be the only one to have her.
At the end of the day, do you want a man that is going to not
You
bat
would be
an
with
eye?
your woman after she's already been with another man, after she says she was with you?
Man, we haven't.
That's a legitimate question.
It's beneath the bullshit.
Repeat the question.
Beneath the bullshit, if she test drove another car after owning you, pre-owned vehicle,
Good way to word it.
are we
Are you gonna return that vehicle to the lot? Are you gonna scrap that vehicle like OJ? Are you gonna send that bitch to the junkyard? Are you gonna send that bitch to the junkyard, nigga? Let us know. That's what we asking.
No, I'm not scrapping the car, bro.
What are you doing
Holy
to the car?
shit.
Okay. You renting
I'm
it
gonna
out?
get.
You renting it out?
What?
Oh, he renting it out.
What's that joint, Toro? You doing
It
Turo?
was a whole different lane. I didn't even think of that.
You doing Turo?
I didn't think of that. Now you're making money off her.
You pimping?
Am I pimp? No. What's going on
Okay.
right now?
Okay.
I drink orange juice.
I
Do
think.
you agree with what OJ did? And if you were in his shoes, would you do the same? That's the question.
Man, I'll just park the car in the garage and just not
What you
drive
mean
it
what
anymore.
OJ did?
Oh, you leave it in the garage. That means you, at any point in time, though, you could pull it out the garage. You didn't
Why
think
are
of it
you
like
twisting
that.
my words like
I'm
this?
not twisting
Holy
yours. I'm
shit.
I think
literally
you repeated
taking
what
what
you
you
I
said.
think he just repeated.
You
That's
park
all
the
he
car
did.
in the garage. If it's in your garage, you could pull it out whenever. Right,
That
chat?
is-
I'm
that
calling
is-
it chat.
Right, chat? Right, chat?
right, viewers?
I tell you what that is, Damian. As my experience in law enforcement, that is unlawful restraint. What you just said.
Oh my
It's a
god.
form of kidnapping. So
I just
good to know that about our host.
I would. Okay, how about this? I would
Our
drive.
host and owner of Beneath the Bullshit. Shout out Beneath the Bullshit.
Shut up, baby.
How about I drive the car to the middle of the country, and I just walk home?
That's the way to do it.
So yeah, I drink orange juice in the morning, and after that, I kind of like to get a carb in for energy.
Nice.
Carbon?
You be in the gym?
Hmm?
You be in the gym?
Yes, since my return
From?
military training. Yeah.
How was that?
That was surprisingly easy.
Could you,
It's a different army.
for the viewers, could you describe what type of military training you were in, how long you were there, and maybe a little bit of what you did while you were there?
I trained to be a scout, a cavalry scout. The MOS for that is 19 Delta. It was it's recon. That's the entire job. You know what I mean? So a lot of patience, a lot of agility, crawling. And we're in the field. We're sleeping out in the woods. We're all together. We had an integrated troop. We had like girls too. So
Really?
that was like interesting for me.
Describe that.
Yeah.
I
What
didn't
Describe your
expect it.
experience
I don't
with
know. Like we're at like reception. So like reception is where everybody goes to like kind of get checked into the military. You get your uniforms. You get all your know-how. You learn all the customs and courtesies, what to do when someone of a higher rank walks in the room or whatever. And we're all there, and we get lined up like a week later to go to our units to train. And there's girls like coming to line up with us, and I'm like, okay, maybe we giving them a ride to like where they going or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Man, they came all the way with us
that behind the computer?
to the training, like all the way to our barracks, and their barracks was right next door. And I learned that we're gonna be 6 months with these. I thought that was very interesting. So a lot of women are making it in the military. Shout out to the women out there.
Shout out to the women in the
that's doing
military.
that's doing the military thing. I mean, they're out there and they are in the grunt of it.
Same thing you guys are
Same
doing.
shit.
Everything.
Same shit.
They treat
shooting.
you guys all as...
There's girls out there climbing up rope, running through the woods, shooting 300
So it ain't
meter
really
targets.
like gender based. They're not looking at you guys.
No,
like
they're
man
not.
or
No,
women.
it's
You
the
guys are
same
soldiers
exact
out
thing.
there, yeah.
Same exact thing. Combatives even.
So
When it comes to combatives,
you did everything integrated.
everything integrated. We're riding tank, and as a scout, it was a fun job because it's a versatile position.
Yeah.
You could place a scout in any group, any whatever unit you got going on. So we had to cover a lot of weapons, driving tanks. A Bradley, which they don't really consider a tank.
That's a tank, bro.
That's a fucking tank.
Yeah, I mean, you would call it. They just don't call it a tank. That's like
They don't call it. So what do they call a tank now?
I mean,
That's
there's still tanks out there, but they consider
Talk
this.
about the difference between an M2 Bradley and an M3 Bradley. The one behind me here is an M2. It means it
That
has
one
three
right there,
different
yeah,
weapon
the
systems
M2.
on it.
Joe
It
gets
has
fast too. We
25
drove it at night. We
millimeter
drove it during the
thruster,
day.
it also has
We shot off of it.
and
I
has a
mean,
toe
it's some
launching
fun
system
shit.
on the side as well. The difference between it and a fist Bradley is what we call it. It's also a M3
I'm talking like
Bradley is the fact
50
that
miles
it
per hour
has
down the
at
road,
least
like
two additional
whipping.
weapon systems,
I'm
which
whipping
has
that
the
shit.
Bushmaster
So yeah,
as well.
I'm whipping.
So what do they
Like the
consider
car,
those? Light
and then it
infantry?
has a
Yeah,
laser
that's
guided
it.
system
Yeah,
for
it's like
what
a-
the fisters use.
An ATV.
Firing
Nah,
system.
not even.
The
And they're
difference
doing
as
away
well is
with
the fact
the
that the
Humvees.
M3
That's like not
I
going to
knew
be a
that.
thing anymore.
Yeah.
But we learned how to drive the Humvees too. A lot of kids. So like I'm going out there. I kind of went out there as like an old guy for my age. I'm 24, but I'm going out there. 18-year-olds fresh out of high school are there. They're learning how to drive Humvees and Bradleys
And tanks.
before they learn how to actually drive a car or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like it really is it was a crazy dynamic. Navigating that was odd too. Like I'm older. I've had other experiences with jobs with security, like law enforcement and whatnot. And it's going backwards almost because you're being stripped. They want to strip you down, that mentality, and build you back up. When I've already been built.
You're
So
subordinate.
That was an odd aspect of it. But besides that, it was fun. It was fun. Out there in the woods, in the field, shooting grenade launchers, Mark 1950 cals, 240 Bravo, the gun from Rambo, he with the whole belt in it, and he's firing it from the hip. Like, we're shooting everything. So we had to learn. So part of the scout skills was learning how to take apart all these weapons, put them back together, and fire them for immediate effect.
They have you trying to do that in all types of weather conditions.
All types. It's cold. It's hot. It's raining. It's not. We have to march with these miles. We'd go on marches with like 80 pounds on our back. Plus somebody's holding this. We got to pull security. We got to make stops and secure the area. Pull recon with these weapons. Like,
So for you viewers who are out there thinking about joining the military, keep all this in mind.
I would
Listen to
go
what he's
scout.
saying.
I would go scout. To be honest, if y'all were thinking about joining, you get a little
Press
bit of
the
everything.
cancel.
You get a little bit of everything.
What,
Nothing's like being a cop though. I tell you that.
No. I was gonna say.
Nothing's like being a cop. That is something, man. Like you.
What do you think? Something you brought back from the military into being a cop that like was different before you?
The
'Cause you were
recon
a
for
cop
sure.
before.
The recon, yeah, the recon for sure. I mean, you watch criminals. You watch, say there's like a drug dealer you're trying to get the drop on, or say there's like a serial anything you're trying to get the drop on. A lot of that is recon. A lot of police work is intel, getting intel however you can get it. Sometimes that comes from sitting in that same spot and watching the same spot for hours, you know, waiting for that one bit of intel to come across your eyes. I mean, it's an old thing. The scout job itself is kind of going out of style because of all like the technology that's around. A drone can kind of do what a scout can do quicker. Some would argue drones can be hacked, drones can be manipulated, feed bad intel. Some drones can't make the right decisions. Maybe they have to do. I mean, it's like it's an ongoing battle. So they still produce scouts, but they're not producing as many scouts because we have technology to do this. Law enforcement has that too, but sometimes nothing beats an ear to the street. You know what I mean? An ear to the street still prevails. It still prevails.
How was it coming back after being gone for so long? Like jumping back into the
Wasn't
job.
too different. I don't know. I came back to the town I lived in, and like, you know, restaurants closed, new ones open. But aside from that, it wasn't too different. Diddy got locked up. That happened while I was gone.
Oh shit! That did
I
happen
found
while
out. I heard we got on the bus one day from the range, and we only got on the bus because it was like raining and shit. So they didn't want us marching.
Did he
so
do
we got
it?
on the bus. Did he do it? We
Just
got on the bus.
Just recently, he had a very big win in court.
In court.
And a majority of the charges brought against him were dismissed.
Really?
So, has it been all hyped up? Has some of it been true? Who knows?
They was talking crazy.
How
on
deep
him.
you think this goes?
They was
How
talking
deep?
crazy on him.
Is it Hollywood conspiracy? Is it government conspiracy? Is it real conspiracy? Is it true?
Is it true?
And what's the charges here? I'm a little confused with the case.
Bro.
Like I understand.
I need to pull up the
context,
article.
but-
I should pull up the article actually, because he beat like RICO charges against him. He beat sexual harassment charges. He
So
beat
the harassment is
sexual,
what they're coming after him for.
He beat like what is it? Trafficking charges, like a bunch of them. But he still has stuff like that still against him going on. But he beat a lot of like a good chunk of it to start. You know what I'm saying? So it's it's a good first win because he's just getting started with all his case and all his trial and all that.
I'm confused that like all that shit would be in like, oh, they want the Diddy list, they want the freak off list, they want the.
That's
and
all,
I'm like, what?
That's
Why
all
do
government psyop, bro? Because
but like, what would happen if someone was at one of the freak offs?
you feel me? Like that shit been going on since like the Greeks and the Romans.
Yeah, but like,
they've been having freak
why
offs.
are people afraid of getting caught in the freak off just for the association?
think
I don't know, the underage
association,
people that are there probably.
Well, but like
what has been going on in there?
You gotta
could
think
be
it's
considered,
people's
like-
It's reputation.
Yeah, it's reputation.
You know,
and like
if the Queen of England get spotted at an orgy, it's like that don't look good for for the
and like
kingdom over
there's
there.
no reason why it should look bad if the Queen of England want to get freaky. She want to get freaky. R.I.P. Queen Elizabeth. But I get it. And apparently some of the accusations, there was some crazy shit going on at these freak offs. So it's like I said, did he do it? Did he do it?
Did he or did he not? Shit.
Well, who knows, man? I don't know. Right now he's winning, but money helps you win. So it's like
It definitely prolongs it. Yeah.
Diddy got a lot of money, so
Yeah, we had got like piled on the bus like during training, and they let us listen to the radio, so we were like all hype. And you know how in between songs, like they like
Commercial breaks.
like just give you something. They were like, yeah, Diddy arrested. His bail's like this million, and 20 bottles of lube found at his house, and 50 dildos. And we was like, what the, like we was on the bus like, what? And then they started playing some rap music. We was like, anyway, we was lit after that. Because, you know, you get so little freedom in the Army, or in training at least. But, nah, yeah, that was shocking to hear. Young Thug still locked up. I thought he would have been out by now,
He's free.
too. He's free?
He's free.
See? I didn't even know that.
He's free.
That's how out of the loop I've been.
He's free.
You know what I mean?
What
Shout
else
out
is
to Young
different?
Thug. They can't keep a snake down.
What else is different now that you're back?
We've got an insomnia cookie. Shout out
Yeah.
Insomnia Cookies.
That shit's
I used to
fire.
drive all the way to Bloomington
Yeah.
just for some oatmeal raisin cookies, and now I can just get them at the in Campus Town. Good stuff.
God no. What do you want to say about like your upbringing and how it led you to this direction? Like what in your
You're not from
life influenced the
Illinois,
military?
right?
And
I'm not from Illinois.
Cop
I'm
shit.
I'm from Philadelphia. I have a so my upbringing. My mother was a hairstylist, and my father was my mother is a cosmetologist.
And she still is.
And she still is.
Owns her own
And a
shop,
business
right?
owner. She owns her own
Tilt
shop.
that
A Sharp
mic up,
Effect.
A Sharp Effect. Shout out
A Sharp Effect Salon.
If you're a female, go get your hair done there. She gonna take care of you.
It can get no better.
Recommend Javier, or not recommend. Shout out Beneath the Bullshit. You might get a deal. You might not.
Maybe. We'll see.
Y'all just over promising my connections, right?
The guy, he's tight. He's tight with his opportunities. That's all. You know.
Go ahead.
That might
Shout
be
shout
the
them
next-
out.
That might
I'm
be
gonna
the next
reach out to
sponsor.
the. I'm gonna reach out to the lady.
A Sharp Effect might be the next
Lucian
sponsor.
Enterprise will be a sponsor.
Lucian Enterprise. Shout out Lucian Enterprise.
What is that?
Makes your dreams come true.
That's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know.
Okay.
Lucian Enterprise, real quick. Whatever business you want to start, we'll find you the funding and we'll get you started.
Shameless plug.
Too
We got
easy.
you.
Too easy. It's too easy.
You think they'll pay us for that?
Huh?
You think they'll pay us for that?
I think so.
I think the rewards you'll reap will be way worth more any type of pay you receive.
Would you rather have
I
a
feel like I'm
would you
out of
rather-
an inside
would
joke
you,
right
Would
now.
you rather have $1 million or a good friend?
What is the value of a good friend
What's the
nowadays?
value-
That's
What's
the real
the value
question.
of a good friend?
That's the real question.
Anybody?
Viewers, let us know.
Yeah.
I'm still confused at what Lucian Enterprise.
You could run out of money, but you can't run out of good time.
A good friend. Circling back, tell us about a little bit about being a cop.
I was asking about your upbringing, like what
I guess
brought
you were.
to
Yeah,
that?
I'm sorry. Yeah, let's
Like,
talk
what
about
brought
that.
you to being a
how'd
cop?
you
So
get
my
to
upbringing
Illinois?
as a cop,
as a cop.
I was born with a badge. People, you might
the
not
womb.
know that. Yeah, out the womb.
Ready
I
to
arrested
take-
the doctor
Woo out the band.
for touching my mother. I was
He
very
wasn't with
concerned.
it.
So what the fuck is going on? No, I don't have. Yeah, my mother is a cosmetologist, and my father is a entrepreneur, and and I don't have much direction in my life. I'm a man of experiences. I really enjoy experiences, so I career hop. And yes, I was a police officer, and then I was a deputy sheriff, which was very fun.
Have you ever worked in the
In the jail. Let me tell you something. I did, and to be a deputy sheriff, they recommended that you work some months in the jail just to get acquainted with
Systems.
that side. And let me tell you something. I loved it. I mean, I did. That was.
Talk about that a little bit, because
Look,
I mean, the viewers know.
I did. I saw your
From my
episode.
first
I saw that
episode, yeah.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we would have been kicking it for sure.
Y'all was in the fucking
Yeah, I mean,
Opposite ends, you know.
you'll find like, and I'm sure you can attest to this. You'll see those guards that maybe they were like bullied in high school or something.
Yes,
like that, I don't know.
100%.
And
They take
enjoy-
over the
they
power.
enjoy that
Mhm.
power.
It's that
they
power
get
trip they get,
over these
that
men.
control they get.
Let me tell you something. I was kicking it with all these cats. You know what I mean? I'm not feeding nobody through the chuck hole. You know it's this little slot through the door. It's dirty as hell. You don't want your food touching that. I'd open that door up.
Same truck hole that the Glock dookie you're sticking.
The
Same
Glock
one that they got.
dookie.
And let me tell you
That's a good
something.
callback,
I can
good
testify to these Glock dookies, these weapons of mass destruction,
Look,
these weapons of ass destruction.
you hear me?
Must
Tell
I
him.
say. Because and
How
it
many
came
times that
from-
happened in your jail?
It came from being cool to these people. I got one turned into me. I got a Glock dookie turned into me
That's
because of how
crazy.
cool I was with a pod.
That's crazy.
And
touching that with-
and
I don't
one
think-
day the boy came up. Let me back up real quick. Working in the jail, and this is not
Yeah, there you
prison.
go, yeah.
This is the jail.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
And
specified.
y'all know, yeah, we specified on this.
Wait, y'all should know the difference. Jail is temporary.
Mhm.
Prison is forever. Okay.
Mhm.
Prison is nice because there's people that's not leaving, so
all.
they making life comfortable over there. Jail is not comfortable by any means. But let me tell you this right now. I learned this late, but it is what it is. The nicest people in the jail did the most heinous shit.
The worst of crimes.
The man who you were like, oh, him? No, he ain't gonna give you no problem. He cool. I mean, him play this, that, and the third. Woo wop the bell. Woo wop the bell.
Tell him.
Let me tell you something. That's the man that was wearing his mom. Like the skin. Like that's the bull that was like, he cut up everybody in the house. You gotta ask him, why you kill everybody that was in the house? Because they was home. Like
was
that's
home.
where his mind was at. So you
It's not
like,
funny, but that's
thank God for
fucking nuts.
penitentiaries. So I'm like, I don't know, man.
And those
It's
are the
like,
same people that their cousins talk about free him.
Yeah, free him.
Free him.
What'd he do?
What?
Oh, he shot up the liquor store, took the gas clerk hostage, did a high
Shot
speed
the next
chase.
customer that walked in.
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't it a big thing you're not supposed to ask what someone did?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Like
That's for the convict.
yeah.
Oh, like
I
you
would-
know what everybody
Yeah, I was about to say
I
nobody.
asked everybody what
We wasn't in there like just coming up to motherfuckers talking about
what
like,
you
in here for.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, if you was really like that and like you had connections like with the guards and stuff, like they would tell you who's coming in on your pod and like, hey, he's got this charge and he's done this, and that's more so in prison too, for real. But like in jail, you can get that too if you type. But like, shit, in my jail at least, we had the TV on, and like at the end of the night, if we got a new person on our pod, we're watching the news. Because every night's going to run through everybody who's got arrested that night, who's in jail or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to find out what they got arrested for and what the bam.
And on top of that, everybody is helping each other out with their case.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody's helping each other out. What I thought was interesting was I went in one pod, and on the wall they had a little sign and notebook paper. It said, if you got a sexual case, keep that to yourself. Because them guys that get ran out of a pod, they find out that you was like touching kids or doing some crazy shit. Like that's your ass for sure. We love the jail culture for that.
We had a dude who was in there for a child sex case, and he was, to tell you how bad it wasn't just like he got arrested by like local police or like state police. He was arrested by the FBI.
Oh,
like,
shit.
That's how
in
serious.
the jail. He didn't go straight.
That's how he was. This jail was an integrated pod. So like we had federal inmates and we had regular state inmates. So like Fed inmates are the people who are arrested by like the FBI, U.S. Marshals, all that type of shit, ATF, all that type of shit. Anything that's like nationwide.
Yeah.
And then you have like cases like me. It was just like state of Illinois versus so and so, and this dude was in there for a federal sex case, and they didn't even have enough PC pods to put people because it was a small ass jail. But like, he was on 24/1. He popped out for 1 hour a day by himself while everyone else was locked back. It was like during a time that the whole pod was locked down, and he just came out. He showered, never used the phone. No one wanted, no people to call, no one to talk to, whatever. Right back in his cell. And he was done within like 15 minutes. But like, no one could run him off because there was nowhere for him to go. Yeah. But also no one could get to him because it got to a point already in the jail that he was put on those types of restrictions for his own safety. It wasn't because okay. You feel me? It wasn't because he was no type of wild inmate. He was a weirdo. Like, you feel me? A weirdo.
Yeah.
But
they fuck up weirdos.
Yeah, you feel me? Like, they don't leave them kids alone.
On God. Speaking of kids, that was a terrible transition. Terrible segue, bro.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. I want to go into we just had the kids down. Well, your kids down here. Mine's sleeping, but how's dad life? Your father?
Dad life is very nice. I'm a father.
Two under two.
2 under 2. I've got one that's 1, and I've got one that's 3 months. It is it's interesting, especially coming home. My wife did such a great job with raising the children in my absence. And my 1-year-old is just expressive, and he's all over the place. He's walking, he's talking, he's running.
He don't fuck with me for real.
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
He does love Uncle Jaylon though.
But no, it's very interesting, and I don't know. I want to
go grab his ass right now.
Maybe this is just me or whatever. But like, okay, they say like when you have your first child, especially for as a father, like the minute they come out, you know that you'll do anything for them, and you look in their eyes.
Instantaneous love, yeah.
I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. I love my children from the minute I've seen them, of course. But I really have that feeling now that like my firstborn is like his own person, kind of. He's one. I feel like okay, like a baby to me is like a potato, like an infant. He just lay there.
It's
you know what I mean?
It's almost like it sounds really bad, and like we have one. Me and my girl, future wife, have a baby on the way. But it's almost like having like a glorified pet.
That's it. You just keeping it alive. Right now,
like,
you're keeping it alive. Like there's not much you can do.
They don't.
It
Talk
might
to
be
you,
cute.
not
It
really,
might not be cute. But regardless, you got to keep it alive. So it's like this is what you're doing.
I feel like there's a little sense of like, I don't know, like you feel like a, I don't want to say accomplishment, but like it makes you feel good. Like
Yeah, I mean,
like seeing that little thing alive.
Yes,
like seeing that little thing thriving.
And it is a constant,
happy, laughing.
It is a constant like hustle with it. And mothers know it best. Shout out to mothers, period. Like,
Shout out to all mothers out there,
like,
especially the single ones.
God, especially the single mothers that have to work. Not shout out to them single. I mean, shout out to them single mothers, but fuck them deadbeat dads. Real
Fuck them deadbeat
y'all
dads,
fucked up.
especially mine.
Especially mine, bro.
Yeah. Fuck them niggas.
Man.
It's on sight. On God, if I see you.
Man, it's a wrap. Roundhouse. I'll scissor kick you right in the throat.
Oh my soul.
Too easy. It's something else. So, but no, it's fatherhood is great, and it's inspiring. It is. It's inspiring because having, whether it's a daughter or a son, in my experience, it makes you want to be more. It makes you want to be more of a person to teach.
I feel like talking about deadbeat dads, now that I'm a dad, that's crazy though. We are all going to be dads with kids under 3.
Under 2.
Well, Anzo will be 2.
Anzo won't be 2 until my baby.
Until November.
Oh.
November.
Yeah.
What?
13th.
13th, yeah. My baby's November 1st.
Oh.
November 1st?
Oh, so
shit.
Yeah, Anzo might be 2. That's close enough to Anzo might be 2.
Yeah.
12 days.
Yeah. It's kind of a stretch, yeah.
Yeah, but
anyways,
now that being like a dad, like I look back and I'm like, I don't understand how my dad could be that. Would not be.
Yeah.
Not even as a dad. I'm not even a dad. I got plenty of homies who are dads, and I hold them up to that simple standard of just being there. Fuck, you don't even gotta be taking care of your kid every day. You feel me? You can get them on the weekends, but be there. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. I take care of animals better than I've seen some people take care of kids. So it's like, yeah, that shit ain't hard. I want to hear it. That's not that shit ain't hard, bro.
Whose kid is that?
That's my kid.
Oh, I was like, is that mine?
He's telling me it's bedtime.
Oh shit.
But yeah, no, it's like it definitely changed seeing my firstborn like out of that potato stage, and they're like, he's like doing stuff and he's walking around. He's got stuff that he likes. He got stuff that he don't like. He's like, you know what I mean? He's his own person, and especially when you start putting clothes on him, like actual clothes, like you dressing him up like a little man or whatever. It's like, all right, like all right, you doing your thing, like you know what I mean? So yeah, now if I really have that, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. You wasn't gonna touch my kid, you know what I mean? Like even as a potato, like I'll fuck the room up. But it's like now that I got this little man, it's like, all right, this is my guy right here. You know what I mean? Like watch out. So no, fatherhood is rocks. Fatherhood is the shit.
Yeah, where do you want to take your family? Like where? I know we're not staying here. None of us want to stay here.
Right. Well,
like,
my wife said Texas is the next
Texas.
spot.
Texas.
Yeah.
She might be a little behind.
Yeah, that's what she was saying would be next. So I'm like, I've been entertaining that ranch style and shit. Ranch dad, ranch husband, having like cows and horses and shit and chickens.
Keely been throwing Utah at me.
Utah. Okay. Is that home of the Mormons?
That's what this nigga said.
Is it?
Okay, well, you guys have fun in the States.
Where you going?
Well, that's okay. If we going that far, yeah, we definitely don't want to stay in the States.
Oh, well, obviously.
If you guys are gonna
I'm saying
spend money
term.
to short term, if you're gonna spend money to move out of state,
Keely wants to leave the country eventually too.
Yeah, but you guys are gonna be stuck in the States next 30 plus years if you
I don't know if she
She's
wants to
stuck in the
leave the
States 30
country.
years.
Yeah. We're on a podcast. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Uh-oh. Damn. Just like that. Nah, yeah, I mean,
No, I
I'm
don't think
thinking of
either wants to
Caribbean for
leave the
myself.
States. Yeah.
I'm thinking of Caribbean for myself.
Yeah.
I'd like to do an island type thing. You know.
That might be it. I've been seeing a lot of good things about Puerto Rico.
Okay. That's still the States, ain't it?
Yeah. I guess. So maybe not Puerto Rico. Keely likes England, or Europe.
England.
Europe in general, I think.
Oi.
Europe. I don't know if England specifically. I'd like Spain. Spain would be great.
I bet for you. Is she
I think it'd be fun to
guess.
be able to speak the language of the country. You know, I think Europe, like other parts of Europe, like.
How long have you been able to speak Spanish?
It's my first language.
Oh, okay.
So I spoke Spanish before I spoke English.
So you'd like to go to a Spanish-speaking country?
I think it'd be fun. I feel like Mexico is not in the place I want it to be for my family. You know?
How in tune with the Spanish culture do you feel like you are?
Like Spanish as in Spain?
Yeah, sure.
Or like Latin as
I
in
guess
all
Latin.
the countries?
I guess, yeah. Yeah.
It's very different in very different parts of the world.
Which one do you
like,
feel most connected to?
I think Mexico because I've been there and my family is from there and like I've learned about it. If I was to say like which culture do I like the best, like which place I'd rather go, I think Spain. I feel like it's the most developed because like that's where everything in other Latin countries came from, you know, like they were the first, one of the first Latin countries. The conquistadors, they conquered all the fucking shit. So like they all come from Spain, Europe.
So you would do like some matador shit, yeah?
I don't think that's what I said, but yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm grasping at.
That shit would be fun. I love the music. I love the culture. I love the energy in Latin culture.
Would you train to be a matador like starting this year?
Like jump into it.
What you
What's
mean?
up?
But they all entertaining the ideas of you moving to Texas and Utah.
What they say?
You said that? How
What
did
they
you?
say
How
up-
did
what
you
they say
already
up
have a
there?
whole conversation?
What they
about
say?
Because
up
I'm
there?
a boss.
What they say? up there?
I'm a boss.
What they say up
worry
there?
about it.
For the viewers, all of our women are upstairs.
And my women told me I don't know shit.
What? What did he say?
What were you guys just talking about?
He wants to train to be a matador.
I didn't say that. but
Matador?
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty
in
cool.
Spain.
I watch a lot of videos on Twitter, like I just showed you.
They end bad, don't they?
And those people get fucked up.
I'm talking one of them
Fucked
horns
up.
right up the ass.
A matador just died recently, bullfighting, and it was all over Twitter.
It's crazy because it's not
Shout
even a
out to
fight.
X.
It's crazy
Whatever.
because it's not even a fight. You're hoping to dodge them.
Yeah, you're hoping.
There's only dodging.
Yeah, you're not gonna, cause a bull weighs 1,000 pounds.
I'll beat the shit out of a bull, bro.
Hell yeah.
Really?
I'm a boss, motherfucker. I'm a boss.
You heard?
So you two were gonna beat the bull up?
I never said that. I'm not,
But you are a boss.
If he's confident enough that he feels like he can fight a bull, I'm not gonna be the one to stop him.
Let me leave you guys with this. I don't pick a career because it's all about capability. Isn't that right, Jaylon?
100%.
Doing everything. Not being a jack of all trades.
I'd rather know a little about a lot than a lot about a little.
Beneath the bullshit. And that's what it's about.
Yeah, so I think I feel real in tune with Mexican culture, but I would definitely like to spend
But you
some
don't want to
time
be
in
a
Spain.
matador.
I think it'd be fucking
It's the
sick.
capability.
It'd be fucking
Do you
sick.
want the guy that can speak Spanish, or do you want the guy that can speak Spanish and can bullfight?
Because I know a handful of
I guess I'm
niggas
gonna be
who
a matador.
aren't Mexican who can speak Spanish. I know white bulls who can speak
White
Spanish
boy,
as good as you.
Asians are speaking Spanish nowadays.
You
You
hear
need
me?
to step it up. It's about the capability. Listen,
Could you play in a mariachi band
Hell yeah.
right now if they
Right
walked
now.
in this room?
Para ser directo,
say
no me
sing,
arrepiento,
Like,
cosa
you
de
say
la
sing,
vida
singing.
o de la
instrument in this
mía.
room.
What's up?
I don't see an instrument in this room.
Man, listen. I could be a lead singer of a mariachi band
He
right
keeps
now.
How in
dying.
tune?
Oh,
How in
banda.
tune are you with your black culture?
Bro, I
Because
grew up
Mexican culture is a thing, but you have a whole other half to you.
We just talked about deadbeat dads.
What does that have to do?
I didn't
Whoa,
get
that was a crazy thing. Just cut that. Please cut that.
Why?
You cannot say anything about black culture and deadbeat dads. They're gonna cancel your whole podcast, gang. That's
No,
fucked
I'm
up.
saying
That's
I'm
so
saying
fucked up.
My dad. I'm saying
He said that like that covers like the black
no.
culture.
What I mean is
That's
my
crazy.
dad wasn't there to teach me my black culture. I only got Mexican
Oh,
culture.
that was a
growing
nice
up.
little save.
Very
That's
good
what
fit.
That's what I was.
That was a nice.
That I only grew up with Mexican culture. My mom is Mexican and my stepdad's Mexican, so I got Mexican culture. I didn't get no black culture.
Did you
growing
ever
up.
try to get in tune with your?
I tried, man. I grew up in Morris, Illinois.
Shout out to Morris.
Shout out,
I love
shout out to
Morris.
Morris.
I love Morris.
Born
but
and
it's-
raised. That's where our host came from.
But it's just white, bro. It's just white and Mexican, man. I didn't get nothing else. Like I said this before on the podcast. I graduated with 3 black guys.
Damn.
You
I
didn't
still
know the
see
other
him.
black guys?
What? Yeah, the other black guy his name was Drayden. He's one of my really good friends.
Okay.
He's
He
actually
said-
gonna come on the
He
show
said
with me.
the other black guy.
I didn't want to like name drop. I didn't want to name drop on him.
Damn.
I wasn't gonna touch it. Hey, that was it,
He
man.
said, no, it
This
was
is
me and
his
3
show.
other black. He was like, yeah, it was like, he said it was 3 of us. Me, the other black guy.
Very specific.
No names. Not one name. He
It
said,
was
yeah.
Drayden and Justin.
It
Okay,
was-
I'm
it
name
was
dropping
me,
now.
It was me. It was that colored boy.
I'm cutting that whole
Like,
shit out.
damn.
I'm cutting that whole-
Damn.
So I graduated with 3 black guys. It was me, Drayden, and Justin. All right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
People.
And like there were black girls in the school, but like not enough to.
You could tell it was just Mexicans and whites. This nigga don't even know how to address the blacks.
He said it was the homies over there. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we
it
had
was
2
good
water
then.
fountains. We had 2 water fountains at each spot.
One said a W in front of it, and one said a C in front of it. We never knew what it stood for.
Fuck, guys.
Yeah, it's fucked
That's all
up.
cut. I was just assuming all this was cut. My fault. So Jaden and Justin.
So I graduated with 2 other black guys, Drayden and Justin, in my school. That was it. All the only black. Well, like in my grade,
Just the 3 of y'all, yeah.
3 of us.
So you
It was
haven't
kinda
really
fucked.
experienced that
Didn't get
culture.
none.
So when you went to Bradley, it was like kind of a culture shock.
We went to
to
Bradley.
to me was not a PWI, a predominantly white institution.
Yeah.
But
Don't ever. say
Wow.
that. I've never heard PWI yet.
bro,
I never
I
heard
learned that from the black fraternities and shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
black. I'm. Never mind. I'm not gonna get into
They,
that.
I feel like
Yeah.
when you're in that lifestyle, you emphasize that shit. When you're in a white school, you have to emphasize that shit. They take the diversity, equity, inclusion very seriously. They do all those fundraisers, all that shit. So like I learned that from like talking to black people at this school, and I didn't know that Bradley was a mostly white school, because where I was from, there was no black people. Like it was
So you got
just.
to Bradley and you were like,
So I'm like, oh shit! Like
I'm around a lot, but whole time
the whole time.
it was still like you was just a little bit bigger for more.
Yeah, it's just we're more.
But where you were living
Concentrate.
in Bradley, you was living in the hood.
And
right-
I met
Right below the
you.
hill, yeah. I was gonna say right below the hill. That's where my mom's saying. That's the south end. That's
I met a
trenches.
lot of people, and now at the shop, like a lot more people. I feel the most in tune with my black side now than I.
Do you
ever
feel like
have.
you're experiencing a lot more of the culture than
Oh
you
yeah,
ever have?
100%. Like I had never had like a lot of food that's like traditional. Like I always have traditional Mexican food, but I don't have traditional like black people food, like
Soul food.
soul food. Yeah. Bro, see, that wasn't a thing growing up, bro. Don't come at me right
I'm
now.
not. No, we're not. It's
No,
just
I didn't have a
different.
lot-
It's
so
different. I understand what you're saying because
Yeah.
where I grew up was Bartonville. Bartonville, for people who are watching, you know, it's you go over a bridge and you're in it from Peoria. It's right there. But like, if you grew up in Bartonville, you were always either in Peoria or hanging out with people from Peoria, or you're always there. So it wasn't ever like a shit. My high school, we were hella black. Like it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying. It wasn't like I was graduating with 3 black people in my class. Like it was.
What What black foods would you like to try?
I
Careful
did
with
meet
how
my
you
dad.
answer that, and careful with how you ask that.
I feel like I've tried the food, but the way it's prepared.
What food?
I was gonna get into that. So I did meet my dad.
What food?
What is that?
I was gonna say that's where
careful
I
how
tried
you
that stuff.
I did meet my dad. Oh my god!
Now he's here.
What? So, he's not in my life. He's not in my
Hob
life
knows
now.
his dad. Everyone, Hob knows his dad.
I do know my father.
He knows his dad. I met his dad. His dad's a great guy.
Yeah,
You feel me? Like,
yeah, we're all good. What food?
So, as I was saying,
Okay.
I did meet my dad finally. Where he's not in my life
how
at
old
the
were you
moment.
when you met your dad? We'll
Last
get into
year.
that. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, last year.
That's good.
too late for catch, but
Well, I guess you could 2 years. I guess I met him like almost 2 years ago now. I was 19, but I was at Bradley. Like he lives in Peoria.
Mhm.
So I went to Bradley, but he's not. We don't talk now. But he started cooking me greens and what am I thinking of?
Oxtail, cornbread.
Well,
Greens.
cornbread, greens.
What else?
Fucking
Sweet potato pie.
all this
Don't
shit.
let me
man.
say
He was
fucking fried chicken, nigga. Don't make me say fried chicken, nigga.
I'm waiting for
You
somebody to
muted.
say it.
Don't make me say fried chicken.
Who got them chitlins?
Chitlins, bro.
But
I hear you. I hear what you're
with
saying, bro.
him
You got
and,
to
like,
experience. You
dinners
grew up
with his
Mexican.
family.
You grew up
Yeah.
as a Mexican. Look. Limestone was a melting pot, bro. I got one of my best friends growing up was Mexican, bro, and they speak Spanish in their household only, like they're real traditional Mexican people, and like that's how he grew up. But then like our other homie who was a white dude, his family they own an electric. His dad bought an electric company. Like they're rich, is rich. You feel me? We got to experience that too. They're taking us to Florida or whatever. I'm from the hood. We're all, you know what I'm saying? So I hear you. I see what you're saying. I get what you're saying. You got to experience it all. It's different.
It's very different, very different. I wasn't a frat, but I did experience like the what do they call them? The black fraternities.
Who do you
There's
feel
a-
most?
MPH. That's not the word.
I know this episode was about Hav, and he's our guest, but who do you feel most comfortable with, kicking it with? Like what group of people? Some Mexicans, your white friends from Morris, the black homies. You know, what group do you feel most comfortable with? Because you got a little bit of everyone in you.
I feel like I used to feel very comfortable in like groups with a lot of white people, but like now, I now experiencing different sides of the cultures. I'm like, oh, I don't feel as comfortable because I see. You see the bad of everybody, you know. I feel very versed in like diversity, I guess you could say. Like I feel like I got a little bit of some here, a little bit of some there. Like being half Mexican, half black, and growing up in a white town. Like that's the three big cultures that I'm a part of a lot. So like I'm at the shop, I talk to white people all day. I talk to black people all day. I speak Spanish to people who don't speak English. You know, I get everything, and it's like, it's almost like a switch. Like people always talk about like the fucking people adjusting the way they talk to certain people,
code switching.
But I feel like that just happens because I just be talking to
Just
so many
natural,
different-
yeah.
It's just not happens.
I don't see anything wrong with that. I do the same thing when I'm around white people. I talk a certain way.
at the restaurant. Yeah, it's shit
Yeah,
like
you
that,
feel me? Yeah.
Give us your
You want me to do how I do when I walk up to my tables
white
at the restaurant?
Yeah, this is acting challenge. Go ahead. We're your white table.
Hold on. We'll
set the
Danny
scene,
will
set
be
the
the
scene,
white
set the scene.
people, and you come up.
Okay, I'm walking up to the table. Oh, sorry.
Excuse me, sir. Could we
You
get?
don't gotta say nothing.
Okay.
You guys
So I told the mayor he just lost 3 votes.
How we doing, guys? My name is Jaylon. I'll be taking lovely care of you guys tonight. Can I get you guys started with anything to drink?
All right, now we gonna be niggas now.
I'll code switch.
You ready?
For niggas too.
All right, ready?
All right.
My boy. So
Niggas stepped on my fucking shoes, man.
Yo,
I'll shoot that nigga.
can I grab y'all something?
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
I like
That's
that.
good, that's
I like
good,
that.
that's good.
All right, now
That's
let's
it.
be some Mexicans. Go ahead, Damian. Speak some.
Some Mexican.
At the shop?
What you mean at the shop?
We're
At
at
the
the
I'm not a
restaurant.
fucking
still at the
waiter, bro.
restaurant.
I don't know how.
I'm the waiter still.
Oh, we're
Yeah,
Mexicans.
you're
We're
the
Mexicans. I
Mexican.
thought I was
Yeah.
doing the
Yeah.
Jalen's part.
Nah.
¿Qué
You looked at
pasó?
Jaylon when
You
you
just
¿Qué
were
pasó?
Mexicans and you.
¿Qué onda, amigo?
So I'm writing on my notepad, English or Spanish.
This dumb motherfucker. There go that tip. All right, let's get down to some. Let's get beneath the bullshit. Jaylon, you don't speak on this because Jalen's biased. How do you feel about tipping?
Tipping?
Yeah, the culture of
I've
tipping.
been
The culture of the tip.
I've been in a tip position, like a job where you get tips.
Yeah.
Where like a majority of your job is tips.
Yeah.
My first job was a car wash, and like we got paid.
Me too. That's my
shit.
first job.
We got paid. Shit,
Shout out
but
Red Carpet Car Wash.
My
Shout
first
out-
job was Aeropostale. Shout out Aeropostale.
Wow.
Of course, it was Aeropostale, bro.
Bougie dude.
Look at those cheekbones. Anyways, shout out Dolphin Car Wash. Anyways, we got paid shit. We got paid probably like under $7.
So you were dependent on them.
So our
Can't shout
tips
them out.
made
The
up.
tips you got paid.
No, bro. Because the owner's son, I know the owner's son. He had a kid too. Shout out that
Name
guy.
drop.
Anyway,
Don't
I'm
name
not
drop
name
them.
dropping. Anyways,
Beneath the bullshit.
we gonna stay beneath it.
Opposite. I want to be on the bullshit.
But so we got paid shit, but we got a chunk of our pay was tips. So I tried to make a bunch of tips. Little did I start doing the math every month. And I'm like, damn, I saw that dude put in at least $20. I saw like 5 people put 20. So like the amount of money I was getting tips wasn't adding up in my head, and I realized now that like he was not splitting the tips evenly. Like a big chunk was not going to me. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. I think that tipping is important for service jobs like that, because like you don't get paid shit really. Like you rely on that shit. So like at restaurants, I tip good. I feel like I never go under 20%
Okay, so
What's your opinion?
or 18%.
Before I
It says
say
18%.
So
my
if-
my non-biased opinion.
so say server.
DoorDash is a whole different story. Let me just say
Oh,
that.
of course.
I don't believe this. I don't
No,
apply the same
because
rules
look-
to DoorDash.
Tipping, you have to keep it. Okay, let me rephrase that. Finish what you're gonna say on your opinion on it.
I guess my thing is if servers were paid acceptable wage,
Living wage.
would you still tip?
Yeah, but not as much.
You would still tip.
Yeah, but not as much.
So if you
What's
walked in,
not as much?
if you walked into a
I don't
restaurant,
think it should
if you
be
walked into a
demanding
restaurant-
15,
listen,
18%.
If you walked into a restaurant and I'm a server, so I'm your server, and you know I'm getting paid $25 an hour
for a
Are you-
fact.
for a fact, guaranteed, are you still gonna tip on top of your $130 bill?
Oh, because food
I'm-
cost goes up
You
too.
feel me? I'm already getting paid
Fuck the
$25
no,
an hour.
no, fuck the food cost. Everything's the same. He's getting paid probably
So food cost is the same.
Food costs would still go up. Food costs would still
Food
go
costs
up.
would have to go up.
It would go up.
Labor costs
They got
is up.
they
Food
got
costs is up.
a bunch of posters up now talking about because they want to take away tipping and not make it mandatory. It's a weird situation because tipping is not mandatory. You don't have to go into a restaurant and tip.
No.
That's what the misconception is.
There's
People
very
think-
few places that do added gratuity.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And even when they do, you can tell them to take it off, or they will tell you. They have to tell you at the front, at the sign, or on the menu somewhere when you're ordering, about to order somewhere. Gratuity is included in the bill. If not, then you don't gotta tip. You just gotta pay for whatever food costs is and what you know what I'm saying. Like you don't have to tip. It's a part of American culture. You go outside of America, that's not a thing.
People don't tip.
It's not a thing outside of this country, but like, it's so ingrained to our culture. I get paid $9 an hour for my job, but I could sit around for 2 hours with no table. And that's $18 for 2 hours of my time of just sitting around. And 2 hours of my time spent elsewhere could be a lot more money for me. So it's like, and who knows? You could go get another job, and 2 hours of your time could be $22 an hour, depending on where you go get a job. So it's like, should you tip, knowing that fact?
I feel like it would
or should
depend
you
on the
not
wage.
tip? But then it also comes down, another thing you have to factor in. How well does your server, as a customer coming into that restaurant, how good does your server take care of you? I take care of my guests.
And at what point does the wage take care of that service?
You feel me?
At what point do you feel comfortable?
Do you think
as to
$9
which
is enough to
earning?
take care of?
No, I don't.
Exactly.
And I consider myself a good tipper.
Mm-hmm.
I take 20%, and I usually try to add like a little bit on top of that. I always go for 20 or whatever. Sometimes they paint it out on the bill or whatever, and it's like, all right, cool. So let's pull this out. But it's like, there is a culture to it, like he said. There is a culture to it. And I think it's because of that wage that you feel so inclined to tip. You got some people that argue like, well, it's their choice to work there. I don't think that's fair. You know what I mean? That's not a fair argument or whatever. But no, I think the wage has something to do with it. I think the wage is definitely
Because they choose to work there based off the culture.
of the tip.
You feel me? They get the job knowing servers get X amount of money during the week.
What type of clientele these people get. And
So it's like that's how they base it off of, because of the culture. If the culture was based differently or made differently, then it's a different type of situation. You're not gonna see as many servers.
We'll continue.
We'll get a part 2.
Yeah, we got to the surface of the bullshit, but we're gonna get beneath it. Coming soon.
Okay, well, that wasn't the outro.
You do the outro? You the
Yeah, I
host?
do the outro.
He's
yeah.
the host. Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's been a good episode. Like I said, we will do a part 2. But thank you for tuning in. It's been a good one. We've been waiting to get him on for a little bit, and I'm glad we finally did. We do have families to attend to, but make sure you guys go show some love to Peels. Discount code bullshit BULLSHIT on their website realfruitpeels.com. Make sure you follow them.
Follow Beneath the Bullshit at Beneath the Bullshit.
Yeah, Beneath the BS on Instagram. Beneath the BS on TikTok. Yeah, get us to 5K subscribers so we can get that custom peels.
We need that.
We need that.
That's what I'm trying to smoke. I need a new flavor.
Thank y'all for tuning in, and join us on the next one. We shall see you very soon.
Not above, not on, but beneath.